How's it going, guys? Burt Crown here, and I made this video because I wanted to talk about something in the game that might be able to be improved upon for next year, just to make a better experience for team building, because I feel like when it comes to Ultimate Team, it's about building your Ultimate Team or building the Ultimate Team, however you want to look at it or think about it, and to do that, we need more options. And I think that this game has done a good job of giving us cards, but could do a better job at giving us more options on players to put on our team. So I'm going to go over something just in one category that I think could be a good discussion point. And if you want to jump in on that, put that in the comment section down below and we could talk about it. But this is my thoughts and I do want to hear yours. Let's get into it, guys. If you do like the video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget that sub button, notification bell down below if you're new here and you don't want to miss anything in the future. Let's go see what I'm talking about. So if you go over to sets, you're going to see in Hut Champs that they give us Hut Champs players. Now, it's getting Chris Draper, Yuri Lettinen, Brent Seabrook, and Richie. They're great. And then we've also got Eric Lindros, Sebastian Aho, Charlie McAvoy, and Carey Price. And then before that, we had Jonathan Toews, Dustin Brown, Danico, and Brandon Smith. Martin St. Louis, Doug Gilmore, Adam Foote, and Cam Ward. Now, if you were at the start when the Hut Champs cards started coming out this year, you loved the Adam Foote. I loved the Doug Gilmore, and I would still love to be building those cards on my team. And I think that would make them more viable to build. Like right now, 3 Hut Champs collectibles, it's nothing to just throw away, right? That's a Jumbo Elite Player Pack, which as you know is 1880 pluses. So if you're going to turn this in, you would love the card to be on your team longer than a couple of weeks, right? That's what it's been before. But with these new releases, they brought the new Hut Champs up to a 92, which was a nice add because it gets them above a bunch of other cards where you can have them on your team. Like it puts them above team builders, which is nice. Now, what they could do with Hut Champs, just to make it a little bit better and give you flexibility on your team to be a little more creative. And why I say just Hut Champs is because this would be a good starting point. And Hut Champs, it's the card, right? Like it's like you're showcasing a Hut Champions card. I wish Hut Champs were handed out like on how many wins. Like maybe if you got 6 wins, you got Draper. Maybe if you got 10 wins, you got Seabrook. Maybe if you got whatever wins, you got Richie, like Richter. But like, I wish they did it that way. But since we're doing it this way, let's talk about it this way. We'll go to the Seabrook, for instance, which is an absolutely unbelievable card. He gets up to a 92. It's 3 Hut Champs collectibles to get him. He starts at an 83, but you can build him up a 92, which is nice. But then when you go to like the Eric Lindros, again, 3 Hut Champs to get him, but you can only build him up to an 88. Now, in my opinion, how they could help these Hut Champs cards along, and you could see them being used farther into people's teams, or actually people would want to go get them. Like I would love to get this Eric Lindros if I could say after I have him up to an 88, they drop the 92 Hut Champs cards, then I go tier 8 would be put 3 more Hut Champs cards in, and then tier 9, 10, 11 would be getting him from an 88 to a 92 where you have to put power-ups in. I think that would be a great add if when you got 92 overall Champs cards, then the previous cards went up to that as well. And then same thing, like the Seabrook being a 92. When you bring out 96 Champs cards, you can then upgrade the Seabrook to a 96. You just got to upgrade through the tiers and put in everything that's needed. Again with the Jonathan Toews, right? Now this is where it could be a little tough and expensive for us, but it would be expensive on your discretion, right? Like you could choose to do it if you wanted to. So because the Eric Lindros goes to an 88 and the Jonathan Toews goes to an 87, then maybe to get the next tier unlocked, you would have to put 3 Champs collectibles in and then 3 power-up collectibles in, and that makes your Jonathan Toews an 88. Now remember, that's going up to an 88 because the 88 Hut Champs just dropped, right? So the old Champs, Jonathan Toews, would get pulled up to match the Eric Lindros, but you'd have to pay 3 Champs collectibles to do it and the power-up collectibles. And that would also apply for Doug Gilmore. Now I would get the Doug Gilmore. I like the Doug Gilmore. I build him up to an 86. Then they dropped the 87s. So I'm like, okay, now that they dropped the 87s, I'm going to put 3 Champs collectibles in, 2 power-up collectibles to get the 87 Gilmore, and then the 88s drop. So I put 3 more Champs collectibles in, 3 more power-up collectibles. That gives me the 88 Doug Gilmore. And then the 92s drop. I would put 3 Champs collectibles in because you're paying that tier for the new Champs. And then you pay an additional 10 collectibles to get them up from the 88 to the 92, or 12 collectibles or whatever it is. You would pay those collectibles as well. now you have a Hut Champs Doug Gilmore that was out at the start of the year, but it stayed with progression all the way through the year. I think that is something that this game could look at and would be a great add for Hut Champs collectibles, for Hut Champs players, that would help the longevity of these cards and creativity in your lineup. Because I would really love to see more creativity in the lines, and Seabrook carrying himself all the way up to a 99 would be a great way of doing it. Now, I know they couldn't do it this year. They've got, however they've mapped it out for the year. Maybe they got another Seabrook card coming down the road. But next year, if they know they're making Seabrook a Hut Champs player or Adam Foote a Hut Champs player, then they can give other cards down the road to other people instead of making 3, 4, 5 Seabrook cards or Adam Foote cards. They'd be like, okay, we don't need another Adam Foote card for the rest of the year. If you want Adam Foote, make his Hut Champs, and you can keep powering him up all the way to the end of the year. I think that's a good way of doing it. Now, the next thing with Hut Champs that I think very, very much so needs to be addressed, and it drives me nuts, and if it drives you nuts, I would love to hear it in the comment section, because this just drives my brain absolutely bonkers. And what that is this inbox that is just full of Hut Champs points. I would love it if they gave us a set in this game where you could turn 2,000 Hut Champs points, which, is the Hut Champs points required for qualifying for champs. I would love if you could turn 2,000 Hut Champs points into a Hut Champs collectible. Add a set. Let's get this rolling here, because I have 9,900 Hut Champs points that will just keep sitting here and sitting here and sitting here, because I play enough rivals and I do well enough in champs that generally my champs points and my rivals points are enough to qualify for champs. But I play enough rivals throughout the week that I qualify for champs just on the points for playing rivals, so I never have to use these points. I would love if they gave us a set to put these points somewhere. 2,000 points, Hut Champs collectible. That's not that bad. That's not that hard. Or to have 10,000 points for 5 Hut Champs collectibles, making it one set. I know it's the same exchange, but then it's just more however you want to word it, right? I just really wish they would give us a set like that. Because this building up here, and this little yellow icon that says I have 14 things in my inbox, and this little pink thing in the store that says I have 34, yes, 20 of those are unopened packs, but that's Hut Rush. That's something I'm doing later. But this needs to be taken care of. Like, it drives me nuts. I could have everything done, all the objectives checked off, all the unopened packs open, but I can't do anything about that, and I'd love to be able to do something about it, right? But that's one way that Hut Champs could get a little better, in my opinion, just with the content and the cards. I do thank you guys for watching this video. If you feel the same way about the points or about the Hut Champs players, throw that in the comment section down below. Or if you don't feel the same way about the Hut Champs players or the points, throw that in the comment section down below as well, because I'd love having the discussion on what ways that this could get better. Because the Hut Champs cards, they come out, Dougie Gilmore comes out, and then he's never used again, because, who's putting an 86 Hut Champs card on their team right now when they can get the Brent Seabrook, right? But thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy it. Till next time, ciao, ciao.